you're entering into a very strange time.
You're going to come out of this one of two ways. You're either going to come out of it really dedicated to the craft and appreciating what it takes to make the craft of journalism work, or you're going to come out of it and realize maybe this isn't for me. And both paths are okay.
Mass communication will take you into any industry that you want, public sector or private sector. So I would say stick with it.
MC 2010 was one of the most important, one of the most interesting, and one of the most relevant classes that I've taken at the Manship School. It laid a foundation for me for critical writing, good writing, understanding how to be a concise and clear writer. And I can't stress the importance of this class enough.
One of the most intriguing parts of what I do on a daily basis and what local news journalists do right now on a daily basis is the impact we can have on people's lives.
I like writing emails. I like being able to distill something that might be complicated or you might look over, and being able to tell people, here's why this matters. I think that that's really useful, and I think that that's the future, if not like the future is now.
I think media writing really kind of gave me the ability to really just kind of look at a set of data and then be able to turn that data into usable information for somebody to read.
Getting to ask the president questions or pressing his administration on the issues in the news of the day, being that voice for people that can't go to the White House every day and ask the president questions.
You almost feel like you're kind of like a bridge of communication between like just normal everyday people and like the people who, like the officials in power who dictate, everything.
It really makes a big difference to me personally, to wake up and know that I have a specific purpose that's out to help people or solve a specific problem.
What I love about my job being a public relations professional for a news organization is that I get to touch a little bit of everything in the business, whether it's editorial, whether it's on the business side, whether it's on the strategy side. And so the diversity of what I get to do is really fun for me. But it all goes back to good writing and good communicating.
I get to talk to new people every single day. I get to do different work every day. Specifically in working in education reform and education policy, you almost see it as a civic responsibility, right? And so it is my own way of giving back to my community.
It's always like figuring out what the problem is and then, strategizing the most effective and creative way to deliver on that.
MC 2010 was my hardest class in the Manship School. And I think the way that it most prepared me for law school was that there was very much a policy of, if you don't get it right the first time, you learn from it and you move on, but this is going to be your grade. And so I think for me, it was learning how to work harder the first time, think smarter the first time in order to achieve those grades. Because in law school, you get one grade for the semester. That's it. You have one test.
MassComm 2010 is the first big step to taking your larger journey into mass communication, and without it, you'd be lost. So think of it as your gateway to the future.
So I remember just going over an assignment multiple times before I turned it in to like double check it, triple check it, check it 4 times, going back and rewriting parts of the assignment. That is something that I take with me to this day before I turn in my stories to the Washington Post.
2010 is really just your taste of reality, and it's to sharpen these skills and to develop these skills that you're going to use. And I promise you can call me in 10 years and you're going to say you were right, because I'm still using them and I still think about the lessons I learned in 2010.
Don't sell that AP style book. I actually still have mine from 2009 from this class. I also have updated versions, but it is now your Bible, so hold on to it.
Don't think that if you're, not working for the New York Times or the Washington Post or your local paper, that writing won't be as important. You're scripting constantly in TV and in radio. You're sending DL notes. All communication is done via writing. It's the backbone of our field. So if you don't have the basics of grammar and AP style,
you're going to want to use a lot of words. You're going to want to write expressively, and the objective of MC 2010 is that it's often more important to have a careful and thoughtful word choice as opposed to a longer writing.
I commit those basics to heart because I think I may have even been kind of in that crop of people who didn't necessarily understand kind of the gravity of what I was, being introduced to. You kind of get the basic tenets of writing in high school and, all through grade school and everything like that. But you never learn anything through all that time about like media writing and how you're going to be writing in that field until you actually get into 2010.
I guess what I love the most about 2010 is probably that, it was my first real B in the Manship School, and not only humbled me, but it gave me so much room for growth, and I really wouldn't be where I'm at today without the Manship School.
I loved MassComm 2010 because I had always looked forward to being in the Manship School of Mass Communication.
I love 2010 because it's where I met some of my very best friends for the rest of my life.
Because not only did it allow me to form some great journalism habits early on, but allowed me to meet a lot of great people. When you're in MC 2010, you sort of get on the same bus as everyone for the next 4 years.
Not only shaped my career, but it shaped my college experience.
I love 2010 because I did meet my lifelong friends in that class and also gained, a lifelong mentor in my professor that I had.
As a mass communicator, you can learn is what makes good writing.
I loved MassComm 2010 because when you write for the media, you represent not only your personal brand, but also the broader organization for which you're producing content. And I think that is such a gift, but also such a skill to be able to learn.
MC 2010 because I was able to take it with one of my favorite professors at the Manship School, Dr. Izzard. And it also laid a critical and important foundation for me as a writer. And I still utilize many of those skills today in my job.
Because it taught me what to do every day for the rest of my life, because I write 5 days a week now.